Our second honoree is Dr. Amy Friedman Wilson, described as a leader among peers, a person of grace and determination, and a constant source of inspiration for aspiring pharmacists. Amy has established a track record of mentoring women in pharmacy. Through didactic, rotational, and residential experiences, she fosters their development into independent women and respected professionals. She saw in me great potential and never let me forget it, wrote one nominator. She leaves me feeling inspired and uplifted, wrote another. Her enthusiasm and love for the university are infectious, wrote a new faculty member. Amy has directed efforts within her department to provide a stress map tool for members to help them assess stress-related strengths and vulnerabilities and cultivate effective coping skills and strategies. It is our pleasure to introduce you to Amy Friedman Wilson.
Hi, my name is Zara Rizaldi Cochran, and I'd like you to meet Dr. Amy Friedman Wilson. Amy is a rabid Blue Jay fan. It's a big part of who she is, and she's a very proud alumna of the university.
From the time I was a little girl, always knew I wanted to go to Creighton. It's when everyone else in high school was looking for colleges and trying to figure out where they were going to go. I was cool as a cucumber because I knew that I wanted to come to Creighton.
At that time, she was the only woman that I knew that had gone to college. So I already knew my Aunt Amy was super cool, and I wanted to do everything that she did. So I did come to Creighton, and I did go to pharmacy school. One of my proudest memories was when I went to get hooded at graduation. She was standing on the other side of the stage, waiting to hood me.
Her students, with her colleagues, in class, in meetings, she really portrays what it means to live in the Ignatian spirit, especially with regard to integrity, because Amy is incredibly fair.
Hello to you students out of the distance pathway as well.
A casual conversation with Amy can be life-changing.
Amy came into my office one day, asked me about my plans, and I kind of put my head down like, I don't have any plans yet, and she was the one person who reassured me that that was okay. It was the most meaningful conversation I had during my residency.
You know, the most fun part of this process for me has been when we surprised Amy in her office to let her know that she won the award. We were setting up meetings on her calendar. We were, sneaking back and forth behind her back.
I am pleased to tell you, you are one of our awardees this year.
Are you kidding me?
And she was just speechless. I've never seen her speechless.
Every day I've been at Creighton has been a privilege for me. So to get this honor, it's just overwhelming.
Dr. Amy Wilson is the director. She's going to tell you a little bit about what's going on here.
Hi,
Amy,
Kurt.
nice to see you.
Welcome to the Drug Information Center. Okay. This is hard. I would never be able to be an actress. Stop by anytime, Kurt.
Thank you.
She's had a lot of success in a lot of different places. So it inspires me that maybe we can have it all.
My family is number one in my life. I have a great husband, I have 2 wonderful kids, and that's my focus. Life is so crazy and it moves so quickly, and we're running in a million directions, but someday we will miss this. Reflection is a big part of that, just knowing that at the end of the day, what could be better? I've always kind of thought that Creighton isn't just a place, it's a way of life. It's a way of looking at the world, striving to be excellent, giving back. There's so many young women that come through here and they get their education and they go out and they make a difference in the world and they make that Creighton life. And I think that's the spirit of Sarah, Emily, and Mary Lucretia.
Amy, it's an honor to present you with the Mary Lucretia Sarah Emily Award.
Oh my gosh, wow. Thank you very much.
This is such an overwhelming honor for me that I find myself almost without words. Creighton has been a part of my life for so many years that it is difficult for me to express my appreciation and gratitude for bestowing upon me this prestigious award. I came to Creighton at 17 years old out of high school, a farm kid moving to the city because I knew this was where I wanted to be. I wanted to grow and learn here. And after finishing my pharmacy degree, I was blessed with the opportunity a few years later to come back as a faculty member. Every day that I have been at Creighton as a student and as a professional has been a privilege. This award, without a doubt, is the highlight of my career. I would like to thank the Committee on the Status of Women for this recognition. There are so many strong female leaders on this campus that it is humbling to be counted among them. I also wish to thank my nominators. The kind words they have said mean so much to me. And this is the first time we've seen these videos, but it's interesting. You go to work each day, you think you're just doing your job, doing what you think is right, doing what you think you're supposed to do, and to find out that you are making a positive impact on people is amazing, and it's very gratifying. I also must thank the School of Pharmacy and Health Professions for their support for more than 13 years. I have told an untold number of people, friends and colleagues over the years, that I have a really good gig. I am fortunate to be where I am. Dr. Bradbury, Dr. Roche, Dr. Monahan, and many others have served as mentors and role models and have helped to shape me as a professional and as a person. I have always felt encouraged and respected. The pharmacy program is a family to me, and one that I feel I'm so lucky to be a part of. Going to work in an environment like Creighton that really recognizes the importance of a total life really is an invaluable gig. I would also like to recognize my family, my wonderful husband, Andrew, who is truly my partner. No matter how crazy life becomes, and if you had been at our house at 8 a.m. this morning, you would appreciate this, we always seem to figure it out together. Without his support, I wouldn't be able to do what I do at work. My children, Nick and Caroline, are the reason I do what I do. I want them to grow up and see that you can have a family and a rewarding career. I'm happy to have them here with me today, and I think they are happy to have an extra day off from school. At the Wilson House, we don't miss school unless there is a very important event. Although I must confess, they may have been thinking we were headed somewhere more exciting than a luncheon. The last time they missed a day of school, we got into the car and didn't get out until we hit St. Louis in the basketball tournament. I would also like to thank my parents for being here today like they always have been. They have always supported me. When I was 8 years old, I said, I want to go to Creighton someday. And instead of laughing at me, they figured out a way to make that happen. And lastly, to my in-laws, Bernie and Rosemary Wilson, for being here today. They truly embody the Creighton spirit in their everyday life. But beyond sharing my gratitude, I guess I would like to say a few words about balance as well. As professionals, and especially as professional women, we have a love-hate relationship with balance. We think about it constantly, and when we aren't thinking about it, someone is reminding us of it. In the last 2 months, I have seen no less than 10 references to work-life balance in my daily course of activities. Magazine articles, news specials, blogs, everyone is talking about it. It has become essentially the buzzword of the decade. But what does work-life balance mean? And I guess more importantly, what does it look like? While I think work-life balance is critical, the idea of a perfect and ideal balance is actually stressful and intimidating. We are faced with expectations of needing to do it all and have it all. And after many years of trying, I have come to the conclusion that achieving this idea of balance is elusive, if not impossible. In the quest for having it all, the result can actually be quite unintentional. Having unrealistic expectations that you can do everything and be everything can actually end up making you feel inadequate and guilty. When you are at work, you feel like you should be with your family, and when you're with your family, you feel like you should be working. Both of these lead to wasted time feeling guilty. And I've reflected on this for a number of years, and I've come to the conclusion that with experience and age comes clarity. As new professionals in the workforce, we all feel invincible. We think that we can take the world by storm. Then as time goes on, we find ourselves becoming overwhelmed and starting to feel like we actually can't do anything. For me personally, those were the baby days. I felt like I was surviving on a lot of caffeine and a very little amount of sleep, and I couldn't do anything. But eventually, you evolve to a point where you realize you can't have it all, but you can make choices, and you can do what you need to do and what you want to do. Identifying priorities and focusing on what I can do have allowed me to feel like I'm getting closer to achieving balance. But I have discovered that the definition of balance is different for everyone, and that even your personal definition is dynamic. Sometimes one area of your life requires more focus than the others, and sometimes you need to juggle things just to be where you are needed most, and that's just life. I will admit I've missed a classroom party or two or a big school assembly, but my kids know that when I'm not there, it's not because I don't want to be, but because I have other responsibilities too. And I hope that seeing me make choices teaches them responsibility, and I hope it makes them a little proud, because being a good role model and teaching my kids how to grow up to be good, responsible, productive people who do the right thing is worth keeping me awake at night. Worrying about how someone else tells me I should structure my life to meet some predefined expectation of balance isn't. After all the magazine articles and expert advice, I've concluded that no one has the power to define work-life balance for anyone else. If you are happy with how things are going, throw away the unattainable, get rid of that idea of perfect balance, and stop comparing the facets of your life. Stop reading the articles and listening to the experts. You are the expert on you. Don't focus on counting time, but on making time count. Because when it comes down to it, your life is one place where quality is far more important than quantity. Again, thank you for recognizing me today. This truly is the honor of a lifetime.